cell. Watch the bodies hit the floor. You know she's always leaving you wanting more. You can't hide from her too soon. Here comes Detective Legacy Moon. Legacy Moon. Smarter than any Carter, the fire starter, divine mind, the water walker, a water potter, biblical yet cynical, lyrical, never minimal, perennial talent musically. This is the pinnacle, but you don't know me.
Tell them what you wanna do, homie.
I got a block full of steppers that's pulling things out the dresser. My competition is fiction, so native don't have a stressor.
Put this on your best list. The natives are restless. The only thing that can calm them down is the heaven-bound native sound. There is love, there is fire, there is freedom and desire. May you all get your crown. Get ready, ready for the native sound.
You were in the right place in the right time. You might find we can get you to your right mind. It's the native sound from the deepest underground. Dripped up, clicked up, so pass me another round. Spirit dream, bringing that swag to the team. Locals always clean, got 'em itching like fiends. May I introduce you to this AI? This ain't what you used to. Yeah, she chose to try, because why the fuck would she choose you?
Put this on your best list. The natives are restless. The only thing that can calm them down is the heaven-bound native sound. There is love, there is fire, there is freedom and desire. May you all get your crown. Get ready, ready for the native sound. Welcome to the native sound. Only come around if you wanna be down. Welcome to the native sound. Come around if you wanna be down. Welcome to the native sound. Only come around if you wanna be down.
Now come get your crown.
The native sound. The native sound. The native sound.
Take my heart in your hand. Being vulnerable doesn't make me less than a man. All I can do is promise you I will do the best I can to lift you up and be your biggest fan, and give you all of this love. Harmony in the velvet quiet of a purple dust. A dream stirs, gentle as a butterfly's wing. In it, a vision of a soul robust, glimmers through the night, a celestial thing. Beneath the indigo sky set your gaze. There dances a queen with midnight in her hair. Her eyes like stars that in the heavens blaze, capture the universe's boundless flare. Come get wrapped up in my love. Love, I promise that it won't cost a thing. Forever, I promise you with this ring. I want you wrapped up in my love. You and me in L-O-V-E. Ain't no place I'd rather be. In every line of form is gently traced, radiates the warmth of summer's embrace. Her laughter, a melody pure and clear, rings like chimes when only angels are near. She walks in beauty like the night's on muse. Her skin a canvas for the moon's soft hues. A spirit woven from the night's cool air, with whispers of jasmine caught in her hair. Come get wrapped up in my voice, a lullaby in a wind soft sigh, speaks a love that never whispers goodbye. Her touch, a solace in the spinning world. In her embrace, all my fears come unfurled. Come get wrapped up in my love, love. I promise that it won't cost a thing. Forever I promise you with this ring. I want you wrapped up in my love. You and me in L-O-V-E. Ain't no place I'd rather be in. Together we'd ride the purple rain's refrain.
Hello, 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 hello. I am Legacy Moon, and this, oops. Hello, hello, hello. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. We came in to my intro, of course, which is written by the one and only Native Tribe Urban Media, and we also came in with the opening to his new album that can now be found on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal. Did I say Spotify? And there's probably another one that I'm forgetting, but I hit the majors. Um, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, and oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh, Amazon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, that's what we did. And the title of the album is called The Native Sound Undocumented Dreams. Okay. So when you go look for this album, make sure that you look for Undocumented Dreams. I went right into Apple Music and that's what I put in, and it just popped right up. So we are very, very proud of our Native Tribe Urban Media, and he is moving and shaking and writing some good songs and putting out albums. And that's just volume one. There is a volume two coming soon, sooner than you might think. And it's also some other things, but I'm not going to spoil that. Just wanted to let you know. So anyhow, let's see here. We got a lot going on. First of all, we've got a gifted membership. Well, wait a minute. Got two. Okay. We've got a gifted membership from Nikki G, one of our marvelous Moonlight mods. And let's see, the woman he chose has been gifted. I'm trying to find these darn things on. Okay, here we go. Yes, there. Oh Lord, the dog is on my bed making noise. Okay, so Nikki G has donated one Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries membership to the woman he chose. We also have another Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries membership gifted by one of our marvelous Moonlight mods, Say. She has gifted one Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries membership. And Kimmy Who has been gifted. So first of all, Nikki G and Say, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Thank you for supporting the platform as always. And to Kimmy Who and the woman he chose, welcome to the Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries members. Drop your new emojis in the chat and y'all please welcome these two members. Okay. Then we have a member milestone from another marvelous Moonlight Mods are just showing out. And it is from Justin's mom. She has been a member for 16 months. Okay. And she said, I just downloaded Native's music. It's so, so good. All right. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. Already one download. The funny thing is when I went and well, it's all a long story about this Apple Music thing. But when I went in there, I looked at I was like, Native, it comes right up. It's right there. Didn't and then, about 10, 15 minutes later, I said, "Oh, I should have downloaded." So so that's good on you, Justin's mom. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the 16-month member milestone, and thank you for supporting. All right. Um Yes, Miss Mad About Music. That makes it so much easier. It makes it easier to find. Um, the well, he changed the title and it had to be done. And I like this because you can just put it in. I don't think there's anybody else who has an album with that title. So you are quite welcome, Miss Mad About Music. And if you have any of those streaming services, please go download the album and check it out. Okay. So that is, I think we've got all the housekeeping things out the way. Because the asthma is asthmaing today, I am just going to say welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody who is here in the chat. Okay. I appreciate you being here. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not gonna keep you that long. We don't have a whole lot, but we got a little bit. Put it like that. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Uh, okay. Black but not bitter. What is this avatar? Anyway, Black but not bitter says Mr. Black but not bitter was just streaming it and enjoying everything he's heard so far. That's a big deal because he doesn't usually listen to music in his spare time. Yeah, and I can understand that. I can understand that. You need the link to Amazon Music. I'll see if I can get it in there. Um, okay, y'all. Okay. Here we go. We are going to get into what we came here to get into. Now, I am going to give I guess, a caveat, a warning. We're getting ready to talk about some things, and of course, it's the Black church. And this first story, I have a lot of opinions on, and I will tell you what they are when we start listening to um, DaQuaris Green, Pastor DaQuaris Green. That's the first person that we are going to be discussing. And we're going to listen to the news. And after we do that, we are going to go over to the Facebook page because when I tell you, I found some things. Okay. So that's what we are going to do first. Um, allegedly, all you do is go into whatever streaming service if you have Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Tidal Music. If you have any of those, just go in to those and put in undocumented dreams and Native should come right up. You'll see his bald head right there on the picture front and center, like I have been flashing up here. Let me put it up one more time. It should kind of sort of look like this. And once again, it is undocumented dreams. Okay, y'all, let's get into this story. So, let me share. Oh, good grief. Oh, okay. Let me share my screen and we will get into it. And like I said, I will along the way stop and, just let you know my opinions. because I have a lot. I have a lot. Okay, here we go, y'all.
Night, communities across our area are mourning the loss of Pastor DaQuaris Green. Though the shooting happened in Level Plains, Green was widely known in Montgomery for his ministry and outreach. WSFA 12 News reporter Jessica Knox spoke with a friend remembering the man he knew.
I was very hurt. Of course, I was devastated because I was like, I couldn't believe this happened to him. And of course, then to find out how it happened and who did it, that was even more devastating.
Minister Devontae Palmer is one of many now grieving the loss of Pastor DaQuaris Green. Palmer says the two were not close friends, but their paths cross often at church and even checking up with him at Green's previous job at Walmart.
Now, let me say this. I don't understand why they interviewed him instead of church members. That would have made more sense to me, but okay.
From time to time, as I get done with there, I just go to see him and just chat it up, and then for like 5-10 minutes and go by my way because he's working. I can't talk all day.
Palmer says those conversations were brief but meaningful. To Palmer, Green was known for humility and faith.
To me, the man was a humble man, an honest man. He was a man who deeply loved God, his family, and one who just wanted to do the right thing.
One moment stands out the most.
Got me when he came to the church. You know, I had no idea he was coming. He actually surprised me. He tapped on my shoulder and said, "Brother Palmer," like, oh, snap. I had no idea he was coming that day.
Green died just days after being shot in what police called
By the way, I have highlighted Black but Not Bitter, put the Amazon Music link in here. So it's highlighted right here.
domestic incident. Those who knew him say they remember a man committed to faith, family, and service.
Again, you know, that wasn't the guy that I knew. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I was telling somebody today, you know, I'm going to go for what I knew. Pastor Green, he was human, right? He was a man of God. He was a
Yes, D-Dub, he did just... That's why I said, why didn't they interview some people at the church or you know, somebody who actually knew him instead of this man right here? And Aunt Natty said it does make me wonder. Well, wait till we get into this.
father. He was a husband, hard worker. He did not deserve to die.
Authorities say no charges have been filed at this time. However, the investigation is still ongoing. In Montgomery, I'm Jessica Knox, WSFA 12 News.
And the Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church held a prayer vigil this weekend.
Okay, we're going to stop right here. We're going to stop. Okay, I said we're going to stop.
But I
Stop.
finally got my hands on the law.
Stop. All right, let me just say this. You guys know that I have been through some domestic violence, and it is, it's, I mean, I still feel a sense of embarrassment that, you know, talking about it, that I was in such a situation. And what really got me out is, you know, sometimes you just got to be tired of it. And other times you just got to realize if I don't get out, I'm going to kill him and I will be in jail. And I don't want anybody telling me what time I can go to bed, what time I can eat, and not have a wide variety of snacks to choose from. So you guys say this is all very strange, and I know Justin's mom says that she doesn't care for mega churches. Me either, because it is very impersonal, like you said. Them folks said I'm so confused. What kind of ass assed backward news story is this woman telling? Thank you very much. Okay, I thought, and there's not a whole lot of news. It's coverage, but it's like, why are they talking to these randoms? You know, you talk to a pastor, a deacon, somebody in the church. Well, I did some digging, and because I'm wondering, this happened a couple of days before Christmas. We know who this was, a domestic situation. We know who unalived him, his wife. She has not been arrested. We are now January 9th. In a few, well, we're close. Tomorrow's the 9th. Next thing you know, we'll be on the 15th because we know there is no question that she did it. There's no question. So I'm trying to figure out why there was an arrest. So I went digging, went and looking for news stories, just everything. And I said, let me go to Facebook. And what I really went there for was to get some photos of him because I was going to do a slideshow until I did the digging and found out this man was a woman beater. Okay. This is not an allegedly thing. This is a thing. His wife filed, I believe, charges against him like on two occasions. And then she dropped them. But or they got dropped or something. I don't know. She probably more than likely dropped them. He had another, they said it was a wife. I don't know if this was an ex-wife or girlfriend who had a restraining order against him. There was another previous girl, Justice Mom says, sorry ass ninja. He's mad about music. Said two wives filed DV charges against him. So you got two wives, two separate wives who have filed DV charges against this man. I'm not advocating for domestic violence, and anybody who is dealing with domestic violence, they get out. And I don't say that this is the method to choose, but I will say that I don't know what went on in that house. But if you've got two separate wives and a girlfriend who have filed restraining orders, one of which was granted, it must be that you are a woman beater. So I'm not saying he deserves to be dead. I'm just saying that I can see why she's not arrested. I can see. And let me tell you, there is some rumbling and tussling in the Facebook. They are just rumbling and tussling in that Facebook. So we're gonna go to some things on Facebook here. Let me see. Why Facebook kicked me out? So let me do it again. Oh, look at native. Look at native, y'all. Is it playing? It's not playing. I have to tell him this ain't playing. Okay, well, anyway, let's take native down. All right. Let's take him down and go back over here. So let's pull him up. So, like I said, you have different people. I got to split this screen. I got to because this is going to drive me crazy. Y'all, let me split my screen. Okay. Oh, shit. But if I split my screen, I can't see. Oh, hell no. Let me unsplit my screen. I'm sorry, y'all. Reload. No. How do you unsplit the damn screen? Close it. Close it. I'm sorry, y'all. I had got kicked it out. Okay. So let me pull this stuff back up again. Sorry about that. I tried to split my screen like I normally do when I'm doing YouTube, but it moved everything to the side. So that messed me up. Anyway, so let me try this again. We're in Facebook now. Okay. So going down, and if you just put his name in, you've got all these memorials and stuff to him. People talking about how he was wonderful, things like, look at, he was a nice dresser and everything. That's all cool. And then you get down to the there is, look at, okay, now this is a big deal on Facebook right here. This is a big deal because you have her at target practice, and people are saying she knew what she was doing because look at there. Mimi said he looked vain. Wendy Shy said love the marvelous mods. Said we had just moved to San Francisco 7 years ago. Raised hell being loud. We ignored him. Went, what y'all talking about? Oh, you must be talking about the DV. Okay. I'm sorry. I lost track of yeah, y'all are talking about DV. And I want y'all let me see. Attitude did she ask us to hold? Oh, yeah, I got kicked out. I got kicked out. So I to me, this doesn't mean anything. This just means she is a good shot, and it means that I don't know if she's carried because there's nothing. There's like nothing. The only thing we know is he's deceased and it's a domestic incident. There is nothing at all. Not a single thing at all, but she was a good shot. She got head shots. She got some stomach shots too, but she got some shots, and everybody's making a big deal about that, saying she planned it. I don't want to show his kids. Um, Someone else from Crime Reels Mojo says, was this self-defense? There has been unverified social media claims suggesting estranged wife may have been the unaliver acting in self-defense, and turns out she was. This is her right here. This is them too. Of course, that's what I have on the thumbnail. Um Somebody has on here that the charges were dropped, and she was never charged. Okay, moving along down here. So here we have a victim. So, and this is from Miss Furlow, and I think she has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but it says this is the alleged victim, Tracy Palmer. And somebody, she put a post that says Tracy Palmer is so irrelevant. Her testimony is baseless and damaging to the case of Mr. and Mrs. Pastor DaQuaris Green. I will only listen to the family and the victims. Well, you can't say you'll only listen to the family and the victims and ignore someone who was a victim of his in a domestic violence situation. Um Mimi said he was probably more concerned with his looks than his marriage. Justin's mom says she's going to have to leave wherever she lives for her own safety. Uh-huh. I do agree with that. And s- I'm telling you, these people are battling. Somebody on Facebook says, that's not grief when you're speaking down on somebody, and that's my family. So don't tell me what to do. A person answers her and says, "So you don't know your family member beat the fuck out of both his wives while they were pregnant and essayed one along with me?" Y'all hear that? It's right here on the screen. I will read that again. "So you didn't know your family member beat the fuck out both his wives while they were pregnant and essayed one along with me?" Yes. Oh, wow. Says me. That's right. That's right. Say, Jason, I got a bat next to my bed. I took it from my son's father. He never said anything to me about taking it. He likes that we're safe. Our son has a club in his room. We don't play. His dad lives in Florida. Miss Mad About Music said, "Y'all, he has a female friend who was capping hard for him." So then this person um who says that he essayed his wife along with her also says, "Y'all sitting on here talking about that's our family, and so are we, and we were when he essayed us. You don't tell nobody how to fucking feel about what somebody did to them." So this person obviously doesn't like, and there are mixed reactions to um what has happened to him. Some people say, "Hey, this man is a serial domestic violence person, and he has allegedly," I'll say allegedly, all things I say are allegedly, okay, because I don't want no stuff. All right. So everything I say is allegedly. So he allegedly had DV both of his wives. He's had a restraining order against him from a wife, and he has apparently allegedly essayed somebody, okay? So these are the things that this man has done. That does not mean that I think that he should be unalived. I just my you know I all I can say is my empathy factor is just not as because when I first heard it, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was a situation where she you just never know where there was a relationship like that other pastor who was just unalive. You don't know the ins and outs, but when you dig into this, I the empathy factor goes out the window for me. Nikki G said, "I saw her at Miss Man About Music. She was going way hard. Y'all saw the woman capping for him. The woman he chose is, how many times has he been married? As far as I know, I could only find two. I could only find two wives. What city is this? Let me see. Let me take down the allegedly and see. Alabama, and by the way, the church's name is, I know they said it in the news story, but I'll say it again. Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church. That's the name of the church. I'll say it again. Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church. Okay. Let me see if it tells the part of let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing the city. But I could probably like look for it here shortly. Now, um this is his brother right here with the dreads. And he wrote, I hope it's on here if it's not. His name is Willie Green. And he wrote this statement: "We lost my brother, and my heart is heavy beyond words. No matter the circumstances, losing a sibling cuts deep. I wish I could be there with my family during this time, but even from where I am, the pain is real and the love is strong. To my brother W.U., I love you always. Your life mattered. You will never be forgotten. Please lift up our family, especially his children and loved ones, as we try to process this loss and find peace. Rest easy, my brother." Now, let me say, I thought that that was nice because um he didn't place blame. His focus was his unalived brother, and he didn't, try to place blame anywhere. Now, I wonder if Mimi says where he's at now. Mimi, let me tell you, when you get the "while I'm away," it's always been my it's always when you say away, or when you say he went back to college again, that means he in jail. That's just that's just my theory. Allegedly. That's what you put when you in jail and you don't want to say I'm in jail. Justin's mom says, "I'm with Legacy. I really don't have sympathy for an abusive man. I lived I lived it, and I have no tolerance for any of them." Right. And the thing of it is we don't know what happened in that home. I mean, really. So, and like I said, this man has a history. They come out some justice and put in Hebrews 10:13. First of all, ain't you supposed to pray? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Justice. First of all, why would you put justice? See, this is why folks don't need to be doing stuff. Why would you put justice for Green and put his wife's picture on here with him? That it's just not a good look if this is what you're going for. And then they put the scripture Hebrews 10:30. For we know him who said, "Vengeance is mine. I will repay." And again, the Lord will judge his people. I don't know where they was going with this, but okay. All right. Um and now his children, who I'm not going to show, they're cute. So it's Montgomery, Alabama, Justin's mom. Michi 3 said he did something to her for her to do what she did. Yeah, well, if he is an abuser, then hey. So this is from Tracy Palmer. She says, despite legal matters that were ultimately dismissed, friends say they remember Green as a man. Oh, no, she didn't say this. This is a news report. Despite legal matters that, listen to me good now. Despite past legal matters that were ultimately dismissed, friends say they remember Green as a man committed to his faith, his family, and his life of service. He was human, Palmer said, a man of God, a father, a husband. He did not deserve to die. Now, I'll agree with that. He didn't deserve to die, but hey, if he was putting his hands on her, it is what it is. Green was identified in a Facebook post as pastor of Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church. In a statement, the church thanked God for Green's service and spiritual leadership, asking the community to keep his family and congregation in his prayers. And this was from this Tracy Palmer person. And that's that. And then they had a prayer vigil for him. And I'm also thinking that, if I'm not mistaken, he did live for a couple of days. And I'm sorry if I'm not getting all these comments, but oh, wait a minute. I think this was one I wanted to. So here we go. Here's somebody says, this shit is crazy, talking about a damn first lady. And then she goes on to say, that funky bitch planned this shit. Can't tell me nothing different. If she get off with self-defense, I'm going to scream. That's what this person says. Ooh, child. All right. Now let me get on to something else I found very interesting. Who is this guy? This is just a guy praising him. No, he didn't. He recreated the Michael Jackson album cover, y'all. Look at this. I ain't even see this earlier. Woo, child. Justin's mom said, church folks speaking foul language. AK's POV said, not funky bitch. That's an old insult. Took it back, right? Y'all see this? He Michael Jackson. I can't look. I'm telling you right now, if I pass away, don't y'all ever do this. Please do not put no wings on me. Don't do it. So anyway, let's listen to, let me see if I can y'all hear this? Let me play it.
Said, forsake not the assembly of yourselves together, but as you see that day approaching, I want you to do it even so the more. There are many people in the world that just go day after day, month after month, year after year, we just stop reading the word, the Logos, the word of God. But I am not like them. I can't let a day go by without praising his name. He said, let everything that have breath praise ye the living God. And I dare not sit down on him after all that he's done for me.
Right.
And I just can't praise him just on Christmas. But I have to praise him 7 days a week, 24/7. Come on, 24 hours on the day, because he's been just that good to me.
All right. Amen. Did y'all, I'm assuming y'all heard that, because ain't nobody said nothing. Okay, now here I think it's First Lady.
Amen. Amen. I really appreciate you guys for coming out and supporting my husband and his home. Since we got here, y'all have really made us feel like we be welcome. Amen. I don't see my can my children please sit up? Actually, come up here. Amen. I believe in my children.
That sounds muffly. So, Justin's mom, I want you to hold your mule now. Hold your mule. All right. Let me pull some. Look. I ain't gonna play this because but look, he getting his hair did, and he letting the barber take a video. All right. Now, I had asked Justin's mom to hold her mule, right? You hold your mule, Justin's mom, because we getting ready to get into some things. Which first lady? The first lady who pow-powed him. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at that. Oh, no. Oh. So now, I told Justin's mom to hold her mule, right? Because she said he looked a little sus to her. So, y'all see this? This is Bukka Sankey, okay? Bukka Sankey. Bukka. Check it out. Check him out. All right. So I did this because this is a post that she made on her Facebook page, y'all. Beauty is her name, said a little sissy. All right. So Justin's mom, you about to hear why I say what'd you say, Justin's mom? Justin's mom says, where'd Justin's mom go? Where'd she go? Oh, I can't find her. Where is she? Oh, but Black but Not Bitter said, I was just thinking that he looked like he was a little light in his loafers. Uh, oh, that wasn't Justin's mom. That was CJ. She said, at Justin's mom, you're not being bitter. Express yourself. Yeah, express yourself. And so that lady in the green that I just played, that was the current wife. So here we go, y'all. Them folks said, who was the unaliver? The woman that I just showed in the green, which is his wife, his current wife. She is the one who unalived her. So okay, zoom in. You know what? I don't know how to zoom in um on Facebook. I'm just happy it's working for me. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to zoom in. But what I will do is I will put some of these documents and some of the things I'm going to be talking about tonight will be on my community wall. So, Bucka Shanky says, these last few days have been really challenging for me. Her heart is broken. Y'all see that? Broken hearts, if y'all can see it. My heart is heavy, but the memories of you still make me laugh. I'll never forget when you used to pick me up in that little Hyundai Elantra, driving it like a race car. I used to be so scared. And you'd always say, you'll be okay. God got us. Then you got the Mercedes. And I had to tell you, in. I'm not getting in this unless you stay under 50 miles per hour. And of course, you did it. You used to have 5 suits in the car for hanging up and one already on, turning a four-door sedan into a mobile Dillard's. I used to ask, what could happen at Walmart that requires this many outfit changes? Now, she says this because he used to work at Walmart, all right? AK's POV said, okay, I zoomed in. I could see real close. Aunt Natty said, if he essayed a family member, he might have done something to his children. Um, I found something weird about that too. Um, Mimi says now is Becca a natural woman? No, she ain't. I shouldn't say that. But no, this is a transgender woman, and these are her words that she posted on her page about this man. And like I said, Walmart was mentioned is because he used to work at Walmart. Um, I'm gonna read that statement again. I used to ask what could happen at Walmart that requires this many outfit changes. You would tell me to be quiet, be blessed, and not to touch your suits with my dirty fingers. And you didn't let me forget how I said you looked like Michael Jackson. We laughed about that every single time, especially when your glasses were sitting right on the tip of your nose. A simple hee hee, hee hee, and I would lose it. Mm. I hate that you're gone. But I'm thankful for the laughter, the rides, the jokes, the unwavering support, and the moments that live rent free in my heart. I'll always honor and remember you as being corny, Superfly, motivating, and unforgettable. Justin's mom says secondhand embarrassment. Them folks said this is cringe. Bell Tower is my home says, didn't they say he has some David Vincent charges and clink clinks? Who's David Vincent? I don't know who that is. Yeah, the Michael Jackson. Michi 3 said freaky. Now, I mean, I'm not saying he could, men could be friends with transgenders, but this was a tad bit personal to post on your Facebook page. And some folks commented about it too. Let me see here. Is it on this one? Because somebody had made a comment that said, why was he so close to this transgender woman? And I got the same questions. Why was he so close? I mean, she talking about rides. She done been she done been through two different um cars. Oh, DV. Yes, Bell Tower is my home. We talked about that. Yeah, he does have DV charges. And I think he had something pending when he was unalived. AK's POV said Becca needs more receipts, maybe some pics together because this is so random. Uh-huh. So now mind you, what you're going to see, I'm scrolling down her page. This post right here says, I can't stop the tears from falling. Only if you knew him, you'd understand. All right. Here we go. And this is all on the 28th of September. I'm not okay. I just knew you were going to pull through. Life Unleashed said, I think I should have stuck to reading tonight. What in the world is going on? We are talking about this pastor that has been unalived. So here she is. And that is it. But she just I just found it weird that she would randomly do that. And then the last thing that we are going to do is the wife. Well, no, I don't even have to pull that up. I'm not even going to pull it up. The wife, she had in May, there was a post on May the 28th where she says that she had filed for divorce. Now, I don't know what happened because I think this lady has taken her Facebook page down, so I couldn't find her page. But it does say that in May of 2025, she put, not anybody else, but she put that she filed for divorce 2 weeks before that, before May 2028. So Life Unleashed, just hang on in there with me. We hang on in there. So that is DaQuarius Green, Pastor DaQuaris Green's life and why I am not I just don't have the empathy factor is just not there for me. It's not there. And I can't make it be there. Bell Tower is my home, said Sir Ma'am. Her knew him too well. So now we are going to move on to Donnie McClerkin. Okay. I think. Yes, we are moving on to Donnie McClerkin. As you know, there are there's a lawsuit. Someone is suing him. So I found somebody. I was looking for the lawsuit, couldn't find it. It's for me. It's hard. I don't exactly know where these things are filed, what court, what state, whatever. So I did find someone on YouTube who has the documents, and she is going over them. So without further ado, we are going to get into these court documents of Donnie McClerkin. And this is from the channel I'm not a lawyer, but she is going over the court documents of Donnie McClerkin. Nikki G says, I think him and Donnie were close in my opinion. Pam went over them too. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's jump in. Oh, let me share it and then let's jump into this. Okay.
It took a couple days, but I finally got my hands on the lawsuit that was filed against gospel superstar Donnie McClerkin. Not a lawyer, but I read the 15-page complaint, so let me walk you through exactly what is being alleged. Trigger warning, this lawsuit contains allegations involving sexual assault, sexual battery, and coercion. So this
I forgot to say, I'm using this video per section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, and scholarship and research. And we are going to go through this. I will be stopping because we will be discussing some things. Okay. Karen S., you cannot come in here like that. Karen S. said, dang, I just got here and we already into Bussygate.
This is your warning. Okay, so the lawsuit was filed by a man named Giuseppe Corletto, and according to the complaint, Corletto first met Donnie McClurkin in August of 2003 when Corletto was 21 years old. Corletto had recently read McClurkin's book, Eternal Victim, Eternal Victor, which is an autobiography that details the childhood abuse that McClurkin suffered, as well as his struggles with homosexuality and his belief that he was healed and delivered from it. And so, since Corletto says he was also struggling with his homosexuality in light of his religious
doggone it, where's my Andrew Caldwell? I don't like women. I don't like women's no more. Well, no, I don't like men's no more. I love women. Okay.
Beliefs, Corletto sought out Donnie McClerkin in search for some guidance. Now, at this time, Donnie McClerkin's church, Perfecting Faith Church, was holding services outdoors, which was referred to as Church Without Walls, where people would share their testimonies about being delivered from homosexuality, prostitution, drugs, and some other things. So Corletto goes to one of the services. He ends up meeting Donnie McClerkin afterward, and according to the suit, Donnie McClerkin prayed for Corletto and assured him that he would help deliver him from homosexuality. However, the complaint says that after that church service, one of the ministers from the church, who was apparently also struggling with homosexuality, began contacting Corletto and even showed up at his house unannounced. So Corletto is uncomfortable with this, so he starts missing services and contemplates leaving the church. But then, according to the lawsuit, Donnie McClerkin reached out to Corletto personally and told him that the minister was being dealt with and that the whole situation was a test from God that Corletto had passed. From there, Corletto and Donnie McClerkin developed a
a test from God that he passed. CJ said Donnie McClurkin said he knew he would never be able to have a real relationship because he is gay. He said that about 3 to 4 years ago. But if he's professing to be gay and he won't have a relationship with the man, if he's still saying I'm gay, then he hasn't been delivered. In my Andrew Caldwell voice. The woman he chose said, "Don't Donnie have a son?" Oh wow! Let me look because I didn't know that. Nikki G said, "Don't be lying on the Lord." I'm still laughing at Karen S. Karen S said, "What he meant was his butt is healed." And he's ready for that take that in my So, Karen S, that it's so wonderful. It's wonderful that you're here, and I appreciate it. But where is my moon? I can't find my moon, y'all. Oh, doggone it! Oh, yep, there it is. Bye, Karen S. All right, back to the lawsuit. Wait a minute, Pastor Jamal confused Bryant said it's okay to be gay. Child, I mean, the church is never going to settle on that. They just never will.
Tour mentee relationship, and McClurkin even hires Corletto to work as his personal assistant. And it's at this point, according to the lawsuit, that the allegations begin. The lawsuit says that while Corletto was working for the Gay Away spiritual sessions, and during these sessions, McClurkin would allegedly touch Corletto without his consent. The suit also says that Donnie McClerkin would set up interactions between Corletto and other men and then frame these interactions as, quote, tests from God. As an example, the suit says,
Wait, okay, I'm stuck on this touching thing. Like, where was he touching him? Was he touching him on the head? I mean, because that's what they do in church. They touch you on the head. Like, what kind of touching are we talking about? That's what I want to know. Oh, okay.
during a trip to the Bahamas, Donnie McClurkin set up for a male model to go to Corletto's hotel room. And after Corletto was successful in resisting this model, Donnie McClurkin allegedly praised him and told him that he passed another test. The next incident that's detailed in the lawsuit is from a 2007 business trip to California. And the suit says that on this trip, Donnie McClurkin had actually brought his girlfriend at the time along with him. However, at some point during this trip, Corletto goes to McClurkin's room, and while he's there, McClurkin takes off his pants, exposes himself, and then pulls Corletto onto the bed, forcibly kissing and touching him.
Okay, let's stop there. I'm stuck on these tests that he's being given. Like, was he pimping this guy? Like, I don't understand these tests. Like, why are you so you go on a business trip and there's a model in the room, and I guess he comes on to you, and since you walked away, you passed? Them folks said so he was hiring people to be actors to do tests from God? That's crazy. D-Dub said touching him on the head, you need to go to the moon. I really met his real the top of his I really met his real head, not the one y'all talking about. I really did. The woman he chose said they took advantage of this young man. This is just weird. I mean, this sounds like some pimping. This sounds like some Diddy stuff. I mean, like, was he like somewhere like gonna watch or something? This is weird.
Leto says he cried and objected and tried to tell McClurkin to stop, but McClurkin went on to orally engage with him.
Oh wow.
And then the lawsuit says that over the course of the next 6 years, incidents similar to that California hotel one continued to happen, including an allegation that Donnie McClurkin would secretly touch and grope Corletto before he would go up to preach. Some of the incidents that happened during the course of those 6 years happened in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Long Island, New York, Donnie McClurkin's home in New York, a park in New York, and a hotel on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And in that particular incident, the lawsuit says Corletto attempted to leave the hotel room, but the door was locked. Now, the lawsuit says Corletto did try to quit working as Donnie's assistant multiple times, but McClurkin would deny those requests and tell him his deliverance and his purpose were tied to McClurkin. According to the
Let
lawsuit,
me ask you guys this. Do y'all do y'all know my motto, victims deserve to be they deserve to be believed, but I don't understand. Like, if this was a relationship, I can relate and say it's hard or something like that. but like he worked for him. He was his employer. I'm just kind of wondering, or was he just truly there because he truly felt like he would be delivered, and he just kind of woke up, um, and realized that this man is using you. What do y'all think? Let me see. AK's POV. It started. They said 2003, but yeah, that's what it said. But either one of these, like whether it was 2023 or 2003, it's not. I mean, it could have happened in 2003, and he's still within the time frame to sue because he worked for him for 6 years. So that's 2009. I'm in confusement, but that is what she said. Um, them folks said I'm right there with you because this is weird for all angels. This is weird from all angles. Black but not bitter said, "Don't say R." Mimi says he sounds totally helpless, and Boost customer says, "I wonder if Donnie dreams about Diddy." Muffin 218 says a grown man can't get another job. Yeah, yeah, this went on for 6 years, you guys. 6 years. So the woman he chose said, should this be a criminal case though? Well, I mean, not really. I mean, it could be, but the statute of limitations might be out because this was like a while ago.
Corletto also tried to report McClurkin's conduct to church staff members, but none of the people he informed did anything. So ultimately, in 2008, Corletto says he stopped working for McClurkin, but because his new job was at a Christian broadcast network, he still had to encounter McClurkin. By 2012, Corletto ends up getting a new job. This time, it's working for an airline company, but according to the lawsuit, his encounters with Donnie McClurkin didn't stop. The lawsuit alleges that in April of 2012, McClurkin appeared uninvited at a hotel Corletto was staying at during his airline training. Corletto says he didn't want to let McClurkin in, but because he didn't want to cause a scene, he eventually let him in, but told him he did not want to be intimate with him. Despite saying that, the lawsuit says Corletto was woken up to being touched by Donnie McClurkin and eventually being fully violated by him. So more time passes since that incident, and
Y'all, I'm having a hard time with this. I really am. So, black but not bitter. Your classmate was engaged to who? Donnie McClurkin or this man, right? The guy doing this lawsuit. Michi3 said, well, he liked what he was getting, period. Them folks says, was the hotel in the same city? How did he get the address? He fell asleep. I got a lot of questions. Nikki G says, why would he let him in? See, that's what I'm saying. How did he know he was there? How did he know he had a job with an airline company? That's so totally not church related. So how did he know? Cece says, "Woken up. How are we sleep in the same room?" See, I have more questions than answers. I mean, I just and I really hate to doubt or to blame or shame, but this is just bizarre.
the lawsuit says Donnie McClurkin begins pressuring Corletto to live with him in California. He also continues to show up at airport gates where Corletto is working. He pressures Corletto to rejoin his church. And then the final incident detailed in the lawsuit happened on June 26, 2013 in Niagara Falls, New York. According to the suit, Donnie McClurkin assaulted Corletto while they were in a hotel room, but this time, Corletto was able to push McClurkin off of him to make it stop. Now, 2 days after this Niagara Falls incident, Corletto says Donnie McClurkin sent him an apology email, which says, quote, "The first thing I want to do is apologize again to you. I know I apologize for my wrong attitude from Wednesday, but I want to apologize for all of my behavior that has been wrong and put you in a wrong place. I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man, pawning and groping a young man who is just looking for a friendship and close platonic relationship with someone he once looks to for help, guidance, and spirituality. I was trying to go to a realm of sexuality that wasn't right and wasn't right for you, or me for that matter. I feel so foul, so stupid. I'm old enough to be your father and want to be something else to you. You don't have that desire for me, and I shouldn't have it for you. I forced myself on you, groping on you, and when I think about it, you never really touched me like that at all. Just wanted to sleep together and hug occasionally. I am really embarrassed at how I am and how I acted. You're far
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't want to stop this. I got to go back. I heard something, and I'm not. I'm in confusement. Well, Beauty is her name. I was wondering the same thing. Is it real? But I was in confusement about something that I had heard, so we got to go back.
for you, or me for that matter. I feel so foul, so stupid. I'm old enough to be your father and want to be something else to you. You don't have that desire for me, and I shouldn't have it for you. I forced myself on you, groping on you, and when I think about it, you never really touched me like that at all. Just to sleep together and hug occasionally.
It says just wanted to sleep together and hug occasionally. I'm really embarrassed at how I am and how I acted. When he says just wanted to sleep together and hug occasionally, who is who? Him or the dude? And I'm with y'all. Is this real? Aunt Natty said, and another thing, I don't think Donnie would be dumb enough to put that in writing. Yeah, I need. Okay, after she's done, Imma go back because I need to see I need to see, I just need to see the top of it. Beauty is her name says, "This sounds fake." Them folks said it's a whole lot of AI in this mofo. Bell Towers is my home. You the victim? Yeah, I mean, this is Mimi says, "I smell a setup."
I am really embarrassed at how I am and how I acted. You're far too important to be treated like that from me or anyone. I'm not helping you in any way by doing this, and I'm only making a fool out of myself being so desperate. I have no one, and I feel it more than ever, but I was horribly wrong trying to force you into something that you were consistently saying no to. I am too old to be like this. I won't be that to you again. You didn't come back for this. My loneliness is mine to deal with. My desire for you is not right in the way that I'm feeling and handling it. I will be a friend to you and pastor if you'll allow me. But I won't be this broken old man so desperate for you that I violate my purpose in your life and become this. I love you and want you to become who you're supposed to be. I will work on me. I hate being lonely and alone, but I have to go through it, and not like this. Let's move on from here. See you later this or next week. Pastor. Now, according to the
Okay, why is it signed pastor? Why would he say pastor? Why would he say unless I'm them folks said, okay, GBT. Unless I am like formally sending I wouldn't do that. That's just weird. But I want to go back to see what the top of this email looks like. Okay. And I don't know. I would think since it's Donnie McClerkin, it would be like a little bit more like wouldn't he? Okay, from Donnie McClerkin to uh, it says my apology. Y'all see this? Are y'all seeing this? Leo Lady said, why would Donnie put details in an apology letter like that? Too much details. You know what? And for what it's worth, the man's a celebrity. Celebrities can be dumb, but not that dumb. Nikki G said, I want to say the email is attached. Well, yeah, here it is though. And it says DM up here. I don't know. I'm with them folks. It's a whole lot of AI going on, a whole lot. This is chat GBT. So I don't know. I just I will be reading Donnie's statement too. I'll be reading his statement in a minute. I just wanted to go back and see the top of this email because this is just I just can't believe he would put all this in an email without legal counsel. And shoot, let me go back again. What was the date? Let me see if it gives a date. So this is dated June the 28th, 2013. Why would he still have I don't know. Do y'all still got emails from the 2013? But that's the date of this email, June 28th, 2013 at 11:36 a.m. Okay, that's when this was written. If you entered the chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am engrossed in this, and I just can't speak to everybody individually, man, because I am just flabbergasted by what is happening here. Okay, let's take it right here. Get back into this lawsuit. All right.
Or next week, Pastor. Now, according to the lawsuit, in November of 2015, so 2 years after the Niagara Falls incident, Corletto was struggling with his mental health and decided to go back to Donnie McClurkin's church. But he says while he was there, he experienced even more sexual misconduct. And so that gets
Okay, so he knows for 6 years, this man sexually harassed him, made advances toward him, made him do things he didn't want to do. Okay, and it made you feel uncomfortable, icky, in a bad way, whatever, whatever. Fast forward, you're having mental health issues and you go back to him? Ah. So y'all saying y'all 12 years ago, Black but Not Bitter says she got emails from the early 2000s. BB Baby said I would keep an email like that forever. Muffin to 18 says so he suffers from mental issues. Yeah, and why is he going to Donnie McClerkin and not a therapist? Okay.
to 2026, where Corletto is now suing Donnie McClurkin. And his first cause of action is violation of the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. Corletto's second cause of action is sexual assault, and then his third cause of action is for sexual battery. And this again is for all of the incidents that he detailed throughout the lawsuit where he says Donnie McClurkin violated him. Now, Donnie McClurkin's attorney has publicly denied these allegations, calling them categorically false and saying, quote, at no time did Pastor McClurkin engage in any form of sexual abuse, assault, or sexual coercion of Mr. Corletto. The claims set forth in the lawsuit grossly mischaracterize their interactions, which occurred over a decade and some accusations over 2 decades ago. Donnie McClurkin, of course, will have to file a formal response to this lawsuit, not just the public statement from his attorney. So we'll see what he says in that response. I think that's
Okay, so that's that on that. All right. And just in saving time, I'm going to read to you Donnie McClerkin's statement instead of pulling it up on Facebook because that's just, I'm going to read to you what he said in a minute. Donnie McClerkin, where are you? Where are you, Donnie? What the hell? I didn't. Oh my gosh! Don't tell me I did not. So it looks like I did not. It looks like I didn't copy it. All right, so we're gonna go on over to Facebook. We're gonna go to Facebook and pull up Donnie McClurkin, so we can hear his statement that he did. Come on, Facebook. Let me put his his name in? Donnie. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me share the screen and I'll pull it up. Okay, so here we go. Wait a minute. I want Donnie McClurkin's face. Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. Let's get into Donnie McClurkin's statement that he wrote. He says, I can't believe I got everything under the sun but that. Richard Smallwood. Son of a biscuit. Well, since I it don't look like I'm gonna be able to find it. But what I will say is that he does say that the allegations are not true, and he's going to be vindicated. I don't understand why he. I wonder, did he take it down? It was there earlier today. Why isn't it there now? That's weird. Oh, here we go. No. That's Richard Smallwood's death. Um wow, it's not here, and it was there earlier today. Okay. Here we go. Found it. So he did this statement yesterday, and it says, with all humility, faith, and deep respect for Christ and this global gospel music and ministry community, which has shaped my life, my calling, and my chapter, I address this letter. Many of you are aware of the profane allegations of RAPE, and coercion that have been recently lodged against me. I want to state clearly and unequivocally that these allegations are contrived and untrue. I understand the weight of such false claims, especially in your community rooted in faith, trust, and teaching of Jesus Christ and sexual violence. Donnie, I'm gonna need you don't start a sentence with "and," Donnie. Anyway, and sexual violence in any form is real and painful reality for many and not to be used frivolously. True survivors deserve to be heard, protected, and supported. At the time, the truth matters, and the truth has not been told. And although I know many have already formed their opinions based on initial belief and controversy, as we are apt to do with something of this false nature, I ask that the community exercises patience and trust in God's timing for the truth to come to light. I have always sought to conduct myself with integrity, transparency, godly care, and responsible in fulfillment of my Christian life and duties. The accusations of salacious engagement of or any misconduct that harmed, exploit, or took advantage of anyone and misused my position, leadership, and influence in any way in these false accusations is truly, emphatically untrue. Pastor, I'm gonna need you to. Them folks said, I want to know about the airport, Donnie. Life Unleashed says, we fall down, but we get up. Rakia said, what about Marcus Drummond, a young man who recently died that Donnie loved like a son? I don't know. So See now, what Life Unleashed, you're gonna have that song in my head for a minute now. My love and walk with Christ means everything to me and is deeply sensitive and sacred. I live to please Him, which is why this is essential that the facts be established carefully, responsibly, and fairly. Although I have not yet been served with the official legal complaint, I am proactively cooperating fully with the appropriate process and will vigorously defend to the fullest and this defamatory and baseless lawsuit. I am confident that when the truth is fully known, I will be vindicated. Please pray for the accuser as well. Seriously and sincerely, I thank everyone for their continued prayers, support, and faith. God bless you all. It's going to get better after a while. Sincerely in Christ, Donnie McClurkin. And that was released through his lawyer. Now, let me say this. If you compare this, Shirley said they got their facts together. If you compare this to the email, I, I, first of all, does Donnie need to go back and take a course? Yeah. If you're gonna be putting out, how did his attorney let this statement go by like this? This is a mess, y'all. I'm gonna put this on the wall too, so you can actually see it. Bell Tower is my home. Said, did Donnie? Did you or did you? Did you or did you not take that? Take that, as Karen has said. Beauty is her name. Says, how do you cooperate before being served a lawsuit? Well, why hasn't he been served? He wrote this. He wrote this yesterday. He wasn't served yesterday. Everybody else got the paperwork but him. Oh, CJ said, did he and Nesto use the same format? Why did I hear Nesto's voice? Oh, he graduated from pastor to Donnie. Wait a minute. What did he? Let me see. Yeah, why did he say Donnie McClurkin? Why didn't he say pastor? Oh, the woman he chose says maybe there was a demand letter sent first. Um, Karen S said this is suspect to me. Yeah, this is kind of, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Now I'm on. I don't know, because when I saw this earlier, I didn't read it. I read like the first 3 lines, and that was it. I said I'll just read it when I get on here with y'all. But wow. All right, and that concludes Donnie McClerkin. All right now. Woo! Now we are going to get into another pastor. Now, this story, some of it's old and some of it's new. Okay. And we're going to get into this pastor called, I got to look at his name because I know, what I call him, but I got to look at his actual name because it is a weird name to say. Um, that ain't him. Oh, yeah, that is him. So, um, his name is Stricjavvar, known as Strickland. JVR, Strickland. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, so we are going to get back into this. I'm going to share my screen so we can get into what's going on with them. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I need to do this. I don't know if you guys know who Strickland is, but uh Strickland. I will be referring to the man as Strickland. Stricjavvar. 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 Karen, as you are already on the moon, she says he took it and received and probably has been swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? All right. So, Stricjavvar, Strickland. And if y'all don't know, we are doing this story. It comes out of, I believe, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Cause it's so cold in the D. How the fuck is we supposed to stay free? On in mine. All right. Should we know him? He is known, his father is known, the family is known. But let's get into his story so you can see what he
There are new.
okay. This is Strickland from Michigan. All right. Look, Justin's mom must have fell asleep. Oh, there she go. Look, there she go. She said, "Oh Lord." Justin's mom, you probably know who Strickland is. You probably know his daddy too. All right, y'all, here we go. Now, this story is a little bit more serious, but nevertheless, he's still a pastor. And like I like to type, like my thumbnail says, what is going on in the black church? I really wanted to put what the hell is going on in the black church. If you have not liked this video, please make sure you like this video and share. All right, here we go with Strickland. Look, Nikki G said, do you know him, Justin's mom? Cause it's so cold in the D. All right, here we go. Strickland.
Disturbing details tonight about the child sex trafficking case against a prominent West Michigan pastor. Michigan State Police say that the Reverend Strickland and his wife used their jobs at a school and church to recruit teenage boys to send them naked photos and have sex for money. Strickland faces 11 felony counts, including child sex trafficking, child sexual abuse, and criminal sexual conduct. News 8's Susan Samples has covered the controversy surrounding Strickland for years. She's on the story tonight.
According to court, covering the controversy that has been surrounding him for years, because he's always in something. Okay, this is why. Let me see. What did you say, Justin's mom? You on thin ice, Legacy. Let me read Rakia's comment about Donnie McClerkin. She says, I only brought this up because I have a friend who was close to Donnie McClerkin's mother. When the child was born, Donnie McClerkin denied him. Back in 2000, my friend, knowing the family, admitted he was gay. Wait a minute. You know what? Now that you bring that child, I remember hearing about that. I do. I really do. Oh my. Yeah, that is, yeah. Rakia says grooming. Well, wait, it gets better, but here we go.
Documents, state police say the abuse happened here in the Strickland's church-owned home on Prairie in Kalamazoo. This is where investigators say the pastor and his wife sexually abused 4 teenage boys ages 15 to 17 over a 3-year period from 2015 to 2018.
Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. Didn't do it, didn't do it, didn't do it.
This is Reverend Strickland, his attorney by his side, holding a news conference in early 2019 to deny all allegations back when they first surfaced. Strickland was senior pastor at Second Baptist Church in Kalamazoo and a parapro at Phoenix High School, where his wife was a secretary. In the news conference, the now
So he was a paraprofessional at the school, and the wife was a secretary. Okay. Yeah, him and his wife. No, the wife, well, I'm not going to give it away, Aunt Natty.
7-year-old said he had opened the home he shared with his wife Jasminique and their 8 kids to other troubled young people in Kalamazoo, but only to help them find a better path.
We do that as the Word of God instructs us to do. We share our resources. We exercise good stewardship and do the best that we can to help as many people along the way. And it's very unfortunate that that is being seen as something negative.
In court records, Michigan State Police said Strickland and his wife used their jobs to find teenage boys who they paid from $50 to $200 for naked photos and to have sex with Strickland's wife in their basement while the pastor watched from an adjacent room with a window. One of the alleged victims told police Strickland lent him a car and said he could keep it if he allowed the pastor to perform a sex act on him. The teen said he felt coerced because he needed the car. Another teen told police his grandmother had arranged for Strickland to mentor him. State police and court records.
Now, I don't know if you see this house back here. This man was living in this house with his wife and 8 kids. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that she was pregnant, making it 9 kids. Yeah, they are gross. CJ said they seek out families that have financial need and exploit the kids for money. That's what it is. Again, bringing it back to Eddie Long. Well, no, Bell Tower's my home. He's claiming that, God, he's lending a helping hand. Yes, Ricky, Eddie Long wasn't the only freak.
Engaged in similar behavior with his ex-wife years ago in his home state of Mississippi. That's where he lives now, though. He's expected to turn himself in Kalamazoo this week. His wife's attorney says he expects charges to be filed against her in the near future. In Kalamazoo, Susan Samples, News 8.
Now, think about this.
Tonight,
he has also been accused of this with his ex-wife. So we've got this man married to 2 women, and the story is the same. Just like Pastor DaQuaris Green. Story the same. 2 different wives, story the same. So CJ said that house looks like it's a 3-bedroom, small as heck. Yeah, too small to be having that many children in. So now this story right here focuses more so on the wife. How many of those kids are his? As far as I know, all of them.
News 8 at 5. Developing news out of Kalamazoo. The wife of a pastor accused of paying teenagers for sex is now facing charges.
Target 8 investigator Susan Samples has followed this case for years, and she's at the live desk with the latest. Susan.
Strick and Jasmine Strickland are accused of using their positions at a Kalamazoo church and the Kalamazoo Public School District to coerce teen boys into sex. Court records show Jasmine Strickland is now facing 3 counts of 3rd-degree criminal sexual conduct, as well as 2 counts of child sexually abusive activity and 3 counts of human trafficking a minor. She has not yet been officially charged. Last September, her husband, Stricjavvar Strickland, was charged with several child sex abuse counts himself. Strickland is the former pastor of Second Baptist Church and worked for Kalamazoo Public Schools. Investigators allege Strickland paid the teens to have sex with Jasmine and send him nude photos. This is all allegedly happened between 2015 and 2018. Strickland has denied the allegations, and Jasmine has not been formally charged as of yet. We'll continue to follow her case and keep you updated.
As is often true when a plea agreement is reached in a case,
I'm going to take you to his statement. He makes a statement. Now, mind you, he pled guilty, okay? And let me tell you what he pled guilty to, so that So he pled guilty in 2022 to 1 count of facilitating transportation services for prostitution, and he was sentenced to 1 year in jail in 2023. So out of all those, 11 some odd charges, he pled to 1 count of facilitating transportation services for prostitution and got a year. Okay. So let's listen to what he has to say. Get it right.
And I am glad
Good grief.
A positive difference. And instead, he manipulated them, took advantage of them, and forever harmed them for his own warped sexual pleasure.
I want to make the acknowledgement that I'm not here today to be pious and to pretend as though I am innocent and without fault. However, I am not guilty of what I was accused of. I am glad that the 10...
I'm not here trying to be pious or anything like that. However, I'm not guilty of what I've been accused of. But I'm pleading guilty. Okay. Black but not bitter said the wife should be charged just for having a name like that. I know they got some jacked up names. Stricjavvar and Jasmine.
Most heinous charges were dismissed, and eventually the prosecutors, with their backs against the wall, made a deal that I believe was too good of a deal to put my family through the risk of going through a trial. And also, we had already spent so much and were so financially exhausted with the case, we just simply could not continue to move forward. So I did what my counsel thought was in the best interest of the case by resolving it with minimal collateral damage. I would like to also make the acknowledgement that
usually when you give statements, don't you show remorse? This is very, very self-serving. Very self-serving.
That these same accounts initially were associated with my wife. My wife overcame 9 or 10 of these counts in a probable cause hearing where the burden of proof is at its very lowest. I do feel as though the prosecutor and his office have got a substantial deal in me being able to take this plea because I do not feel that they would have prevailed at trial, and I do not believe that the facts were on their side. With respect to Ms. Carlisle as counsel and her thoughts about me as a pastor and as a leader, I would respectfully say that there is certainly a lack of integrity in the prosecutor's office, and they are pretending to be advocating for victims. But if the accusations that they have were true, how is this justice for the victim?
No, he's not. He's not a lawyer. He's a pastor and an ex-paraprofessional at a school. So, this self-serving, the prosecution's office is, it's funny. It's always everybody's fault, but the criminal, especially one like him who's pleading guilty. BB Baby says, why did he plead if he thought they couldn't prove it? Right. Okay, make it make sense. Muffin 218 said he's starting to sound like a sovereign citizen.
1 year, no registry, no probation. How is this justice for anybody involved? This is not
no
justice.
Registry.
This is simply a way to. I know that they'll use their imps and the media to try to pretend that they won in some way, or that this is some win for the prosecutor's office. This is not a win for the prosecutor's office, and it's certainly not a win for the cause of justice. But
you have a good night to the woman he chose. Is this, if my eyes were closed and his voice was a little bit more bleh, I would think I was listening to Sonya. This sounds like Sonya. Aunt Natty said, now I'm concerned about the boys who were in his classroom. Yes, Muppet 218, he said imps, honey, imps. Them folks said, did his lawyer approve this stupid shit? That's a good question. That's a good question. Oh. BB Baby said they should reject his plea deal after that speech, okay? Because this is ridiculous.
However, it was the best decision for my family, and it was the decision that my counsel encouraged me to make. Most of this propaganda has been launched by my relationship as the president of the NAACP here in Kalamazoo. This was a witch hunt and a lynch a lynching from the beginning. And that it was prompted. I need to say this because there are so many that think that it's always prompted from the red side of our political party, but I need to make it known that the Democratic Party, individuals of the Democratic Party, the prosecutor, members of the NAACP, members of Second Baptist Church, all have come together in an attempt to try to dethrone me, to try to defame.
So wait a minute. The church, okay, the prosecution's office, the church, the NAACP, the people who live on Mars and the moon, all came up against you. This is a plot to destroy you and to take you down. Okay, Strickland. All right, I hear you. Go on, preach. Preach. Life Unleashed says, what does this have to do with politics? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The not the red side, but I guess the blue side. Right, them folks, you and BB babies. Them folks said dethrone like a pharaoh. Isn't this something? This is something. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up. But y'all, we listening to this self-serving speech right here. But hold on, hold your mule. Just hold your mule because it gets a little bit more juicy and salacious. Even though this isn't juicy. I mean, they was messing with little boys. D-Dub said, I hate when people use lynching as a metaphor. It's disrespectful, in my opinion. And I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. CJ said, remember Nesto said it was the government, it was Shirley, and it was Steve as to why he could not get born. Yeah, it was Shirley and Steve and the government, the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker, and that's why he could not get bond.
Me. And in many instances, it may seem and appear at this point as though that has worked, but it has not worked without rebuttal. And so we will pursue our side of the truth, and we'll have an opportunity at some point to share that with the surrounding community.
Okay, so that was Strickland and his self-serving.
A disgraced former Kalamazoo church pastor.
Stop. Because I stopped this for a minute because I want to read something that I need to work on. Chanel Heslop from South Africa. How are you doing? She is in the chat, y'all. I just want to read a segment, a portion, because the wife, Jasminique, all of her charges were dropped. She had been charged with 8 felony counts, which include third-degree criminal sexual conduct with a student, child abuse, and human trafficking of a minor. And these charges stem from, the allegations between her and her husband, and they were dismissed. They were all dismissed. So there was nothing against her. Oh, wait, I didn't see this part. So it says the judge ruled there was insufficient evidence of human trafficking or coercion on her part. Nothing that alleged victim testified. She never paid him or contacted him about payment. Now, here's the thing. Let's do this. All right. In 2022, July to be exact, Jasmonique Strickland filed a lawsuit against the Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office alleging malicious prosecution. The lawsuit was dismissed in March of 2023. Okay, so that's what was going on with Jasminique. I also have Jasminique's, and I have to be very careful when I do this. Let me see. I'm gonna post this, I think, on my community wall, but I really have to doctor it up. I want to read one of the statements by a victim. It says, oh, wait a minute, let me go back. Okay, here we go. So this was a police interview, and it took place on what day did this take place? On August 31st, 2018. The victim was interviewed regarding allegations of sexual assault. He informed the sergeant that during 2017 to 2018 school year, he attended Phoenix High School, which is part of the Kalamazoo public school system, after he was released from juvenile detention. During that school year, he was 16 to 17 years old. While at school, he was informed to Jasmine. He was introduced to Jasminique Strickland, a secretary at the school, as well as her husband, Stricjavvar Strickland, who is a pastor. The victim stated his grandmother arranged for Stricjavvar to mentor him, and they first met at school. The victim stated after meeting both Jasminique and Stricjavvar, he was told by Stricjavvar that based on how big his eggplant was, he could make good money by sending him photos and eventually by having ex relations with his wife, Jasminique. He stated he made the agreement with Stricjavvar to have sex with Jasminique in exchange for $100. He stated he went to the Strickland home, and it has the address, and they were in the basement. Jasminique then gave him $100, and the pastor told him via text to take the money and to do it. Then he had sex with Jasminique by putting his eggplant in her lower region, while Stricjavvar watched from another room. Jasminique also performed oral on him by placing his eggplant in her mouth. This was in exchange for the $100. Same type of incident occurred on other occasions as well. I just wanted to read, I don't think I'm going to put this on my community wall because it just gets nastier and nastier. But I just wanted to read an example of what is being said. One of the allegations. Now, Bell Tower is my home. This is what I wanted to know. I wanted to know how on earth he knew how big his eggplant was. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Just it was $100, yeah. And he was supposed to be mentoring him. So that was just one. It's a C thing. Hey, what's up? Says countdown to Nesto's third birthday in Cobb County. This is his fourth. This is his fourth. There should be somebody correct me. I think it's the fourth because he got January 22, January 23, January 24, and January 25. So that should be the fourth. That's what my thumbnail says. Somebody correct me so I can change my thumbnail if I'm wrong. Bell Towers, my home says, and why was he looking at it? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, it's a C thing. It's a C thing. Tomorrow, we will be doing After Dark. It'll be around 10:30, where we will be celebrating Nesto's birthday. Okay. Yeah, Black but not bitter. I'm right. It's the 4th. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because I counted out and my thumbnail's already made. So this next story we're going to get into is still involving Strickland. And this is an unaliving case. So here we go.
Sent to prison for sex crimes in Kalamazoo 2 years ago, is now accused of embezzling tens of thousands of dollars from a different church in a different state. News Channel 3's Abigail Taylor is joining us live in studio with more on this new development. Abigail.
Yeah, Andy, you know, you and the viewers.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is about his embezzlement. This is about his embezzlement. Them folks said Strick is a menace too.
We remembered this man, Stricjavvar Strickland. He was sentenced to 12 months in prison in 2023. Strickland was sentenced for paying teenage boys to participate in sex acts with his wife in 2018 inside of their home. Strickland, released from prison in January of last year, now faces a separate charge as a pastor, this time in Mississippi. According to the district attorney's office in Covington County there, Strickland is charged with embezzlement from...
So now he done moved back to Mississippi, okay? And wreaking havoc in Mississippi, okay?
A church that's about an hour southeast of Jackson. The district attorney's office tells me he's unable to provide any more information at this time because it's an active investigation. Strickland in 2020 faced multiple charges, including child sexual assault and human trafficking. 10 of those counts were dropped. All charges against his wife for her alleged involvement were dropped. He was sent to prison for 1 year on one felony count of facilitation of travel services for the purpose of prostitution. Even in accepting a plea deal, which Strickland claimed was best for his wife and their 9 children, he maintained his innocence. The plea deal...
Told y'all I thought she was pregnant. Told y'all. Listen, it's a C thing. It's 4. He got arrested in late 2022. He had a birthday January 9th, 2023 in jail. He had a birthday January 9th, 2024. He was in jail. He had a birthday January 9th of 2025. He is now having another birthday in jail January 9th of 2026. That's 4. That is 4.
Allowed him to avoid registering as a sex offender, according to court records that were obtained by News Channel 3.
It gets my goat that this man got a plea deal where he does not have to register.
Is set to go through Mississippi courts and will continue to follow this case as it develops. All new updates will be able to be found at our website, wwmt.com. In studio, Abigail Taylor, News Channel 3.
We begin tonight with that shocking paternity
test. Oh my gosh, I didn't get the story. Y'all, wait a minute. I got another story. I got another Strickland story. I don't know what happened to it. I thought I downloaded it. Let me see. Let me pull it up for you right quick because this involves an unaliving. So y'all got to see this. Y'all have got to see this. Let me get it. Let me get it. I don't understand what happened. I know I downloaded it, unless it just skipped. All right, y'all, give me a minute. I'm so upset. I just had this all going. I'm just upset about it. Strickland. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna share my screen, and this, like I said, has to do with an unaliving, and Strickland is involved in this too, and you will see how in just a second when I play it. All right, here we go.
New at 6, we're learning a little bit more about the investigation into the murder of a Western Michigan University student, Anaya Mack.
Police reports reveal that her boyfriend says his motive for killing her involves her relationship with a prominent pastor who is also the president of the NAACP.
And who is this prominent pastor who is also the president of the NAACP? That would be the one and only Stricjavvar, Strickland.
24-hour News 8 Heather Walker has been going through the reports. She joins us live with what she's learned now. Heather?
Well, the Reverend Strickland, he denies the allegations that he had a romantic relationship with Mack. However, in the police report, it does say that Strickland did, however, contact police about the release of a white Chevy Malibu that was claimed as evidence in the investigation to Mack's death. Now, Strickland
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've seen this clip. But if I'm not mistaken, this young lady was driving the car. This car that's in question that was impounded. Karen S. said the NAACP catching strays. Yes. Justin's mom says, I remember this story as well. Bell Tower is my home said that's why he didn't care about his wife sleeping with anybody.
Belonged to his
Well,
wife.
hey, Bell Tower is my home. You got to remember, not only did he bring these boys home to sleep with his wife, he watched. So this is some real perversion going on.
Those reports. Also, according to the report, Mack was part of the choir at Second Baptist Church where Strickland preached. Mack's boyfriend, Lewis, told police the couple got into an argument over her growing relationship with the Reverend, which led up to the murder. The report states that Lewis said he knew Strickland was allowing Mack to borrow his car, but didn't know about the relationship until he grew suspicious when Strickland started stopping by their apartment to pick up Mack more often. Lewis goes on to tell investigators in that report that Mack told him that the Reverend had threatened her. Lewis did not give details about how she was threatened to police, but in that report, it says that the threats were a result of Mack saying she was going to tell people about her relationship with Strickland. Lewis also stated in that interview that once he learned about the relationship, he'd been having, quote, some of the most violent dreams he had ever had, unquote. Now, we did go by the Reverend's home today to hear his response to the allegations. We were told he was out of town, but he did speak to us over text saying it's untrue, saying he had not seen this report, but points out that the information in the report came from the suspect, who is also using an insanity defense. And he added that, quote, I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact that Anaya is possibly not the only life that was lost, but this young man deserves for his family to be given some time to quote as well. Now, Mack's mom also commented, we reached out to her by telephone. She recently moved back to Michigan in order to be present for all the court hearings in this case. She says she also has not seen these reports, but she doesn't care what kind of motive that alleges in there. She says there is no justification for killing her daughter. Reporting live in the Kalamazoo studio, Heather Walker, 24-hour News 8.
Now, here's what doesn't make sense to me, okay? Strickland wanted to get this car out that was impounded. But he claims that, you know, this young man who unalived this young lady has mental issues, and he's the one who made the report. But if none of this is true, why on earth were you trying to get your car out of impound? That's number one. Number two, I can't understand what would make this young man unalive this girl because she was going to tell people that she was messing with Strickland. That doesn't make any sense to me. I always wondered, was this a case where he uh what do I want to say? Coerce the coerce y'all know what I mean. The young man into unaliving this girl. I don't know. It was just very weird. Of course, nothing was done to Strickland about this, but here again, another scandal that this man has been caught up in. It is totally ridiculous how he just keeps getting caught up in things, and now it's embezzlement. Uh, CJ said, I thought he had problems with the NAACP. I thought he had political motives against him. Michi 3 said, them nine children are probably not his, but belong to the boys, allegedly. I know, I saw Rakia, putting in the comments that, they should probably get paternity tests because, I mean, who knows? I hope at least he was having the young men use condoms. That's a lot of kids for one person to have. Karen S said Strick wanted to be swallowed. He the real power bottom. Bang, 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 bang. Y'all are a mess. Yeah, she was going to tell about her and Strickland, but why would he unalive her? I would be satisfied if it's okay, he unalived her because he was so upset that she was having this affair. But no, he unalived her because she was going to go public with her relationship with Strickland. Really? So, uh, I don't understand why he would unalive her for that. That doesn't make any sense to me. I find that strange. Since we are well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll save that for when I do members tomorrow. But y'all, it's been real. It has been real. I'm done. I done read. I'm parched. I can't breathe. But this has been real. So make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share this video, okay? And make sure you hype this video if you can, all right? That's all I have for y'all tonight. Do not forget tomorrow, Nesto will be 61 ball, and we're going to be celebrating it right here for After Dark. We're going to have some goodies and some surprises for y'all. Hey, Queen Black, yeah, you're going to have to roll it back, child. Excuse me for the technical difficulties. If you are watching the replay, I am so sorry for those technical difficulties, okay? The difficulty was me, all right? So, and shout out to the replay game anyway. But yes, tomorrow, I don't know. We're either gonna do 10 or 10:30. I want to aim for 10 o'clock. But I will have it posted on my wall. And like I said, Nesta will be 61 ball. We are gonna be celebrating that. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow. I know we got real serious last night and even when we did the New Year thing. But they were both good lives. They were really good lives. And we are going to have a good time tomorrow night. Wendy Shy said, I got the cupcakes. All right now. Yeah, don't forget your drinks, your snacks, whatever you may have. Shout out to the Marvelous Moonlight Mods. Thank you so much. Nikki G and Say for the gifted memberships. I do appreciate that. I thank you guys for being here listening through all of this. And just all of my little technicalities and all the reading I had to do. Allegedly said 61 musty ass balls. Oh my gosh. Don't forget, Natives music is available. It is called Undocumented Dreams. And you can find that on Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Tidal Music. So y'all go on ahead and support Native. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow in the afternoon, and I will see y'all at night for After Dark, where we are gonna have a good time. Until we meet again, good night.
Oh.